Welcome 2006 quarter dollar to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? It sounds impossible, almost like something out of a movie. But hidden among ordinary coins is a 2006 quarter dollar that has shocked collectors and stunned auction houses around the world. At first glance, it looks like just another state quarter, something you might casually spend on coffee without a second thought. But beneath that ordinary appearance lies a secret that could turn a few cents into a life-changing fortune. And here's the unbelievable part. One of these coins has been valued at nearly $6 million, and most people have absolutely no idea what to look for. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 2006 quarter dollar has reached an estimated value of $6 million under the right conditions. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why this coin is so incredibly valuable, how it happened, and most importantly, how you might still find one yourself if you know where to look. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end because there are even more shocking coins coming up that could be hiding in plain sight right now. Now let's rewind to 2006, a year when the United States Mint was deep into the famous 50-state quarters program, a series that captured the attention of millions of Americans and casual collectors alike, with each coin representing a different state and its unique history. But among the billions of quarters produced that year at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with a small p, something went terribly and incredibly wrong, creating a rare anomaly that would later become one of the most talked about treasures in modern coin collecting. Because while most of these quarters were produced with standard procedures, a tiny number slipped through with what experts now believe to be a combination of striking errors, die misalignment, and an extremely rare metal composition anomaly. And this is where things get fascinating, because collectors didn't immediately notice these coins. In fact, for years they circulated quietly, passing from hand to hand, sitting in jars, hiding in drawers, completely unnoticed, until one day a sharp-eyed collector spotted something unusual. The surface texture was slightly off, the strike appeared deeper and more detailed than normal, and most importantly, the weight didn't match a standard quarter. And when it was finally examined under professional grading conditions, the discovery sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, because this wasn't just a minor minting error. This was a perfect storm of rare characteristics combined into a single coin, making it essentially one of a kind. Imagine holding a coin that was never supposed to exist, a coin that somehow slipped past strict quality control and entered circulation. And now imagine that same coin being pursued by wealthy collectors willing to pay millions just to own it. That's exactly what happened when one of these 2006 quarters surfaced at a private auction, where intense bidding drove the price into the millions, shocking even seasoned experts who had spent decades studying rare coins. And what makes this story even more thrilling is that experts believe there could still be a few of these coins out there, quietly waiting to be discovered, possibly sitting in your pocket right now, or tucked away in an old coin jar in your home. Now you might be wondering, what exactly should you look for? And this is where things get very specific, because not every 2006 quarter is valuable. In fact, the vast majority are worth only face value, but the rare ones have distinct characteristics that set them apart, including unusual luster, slightly off-center designs, double die features where parts of the image appear duplicated, and in some cases, a unique metallic composition that gives the coin a slightly different color or weight. And these subtle differences are what transform an ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure, which is why collectors spend hours, even days, carefully examining their coins under magnification, hoping to catch that one tiny detail that could change everything. And here's something that should really grab your attention. Many of these rare coins are found completely by accident, not by professional collectors, but by everyday people who simply decided to take a closer look at their spare change. People who almost spent these coins without realizing their value. People who nearly lost a fortune over something as simple as buying a snack or paying for parking. And that's why stories like this are so powerful, because they remind us that hidden wealth doesn't always come from obvious places. Sometimes it's hiding in the most ordinary objects we overlook every single day. As the demand for rare mint errors continues to grow, the value of coins like the 2006 quarter keeps rising, driven by collectors who are constantly searching for the next big discovery. And the mystery surrounding how these coins were created only adds to their appeal. Because even today, experts debate the exact sequence of events that led to their production. Was it a machinery malfunction, a testing error, or something else entirely? No one knows for sure, and that uncertainty makes the coin even more desirable, turning it into not just a piece of currency, but a piece of history wrapped in intrigue and speculation. Now, before you start digging through your coins, let me remind you again, this is just the beginning, because coming up next is another coin from 2006 that might look nearly identical, but carries its own unbelievable secrets. And trust me, what you're about to hear next will make this already incredible story seem even more shocking. So make sure you stay with me all the way through, because the next coin could completely change the way you look at your spare change forever. And as we continue this journey, keep asking yourself one simple question. What if the fortune you've been searching for has been sitting right in front of you all along, just waiting for you to notice it? And if you thought this 2006 quarter was valuable, the next coin is even more unbelievable. Next, 2001 quarter dollar to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? It sounds impossible, almost like something out of a movie. But what if I told you that a simple 2001 quarter dollar, a coin most people wouldn't even glance at twice, has been rumored to reach values as high as $2 million under the right conditions? Imagine casually handing this coin over for a cup of coffee, never realizing you just spent a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of this seemingly ordinary coin, uncovering why collectors are obsessed with it, how rare variations came to exist, and how one tiny detail could transform it into a life-changing treasure. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the end, because the next coin in this series becomes even more unbelievable in ways you won't expect. Now let's get into it, because the 2001 quarter dollar isn't just another coin. It's a hidden story of rarity, mistakes, and incredible value that most people overlook every single day. The year 2001 was part of the iconic 50-state quarters program launched by the United States Mint, a program that changed coin collecting forever by turning everyday pocket change into collectible pieces of history. And the Philadelphia Mint, marked by the small p, produced millions upon millions of these quarters, flooding circulation across the country, making them seem incredibly common, almost boring to the untrained eye. But hidden within that massive production were anomalies, subtle errors, and rare strikes that would later capture the attention of elite collectors worldwide. Now here's where things start to get interesting, because not every 2001 quarter is valuable. In fact, most are only worth face value, but a handful possess characteristics so unusual that they stand out like a glitch in the system. And these are the coins that can fetch astonishing prices, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of thousands, and in extreme, near-mythical cases, even approaching that jaw-dropping $2 million mark depending on condition, rarity, and error combination. One of the most talked about possibilities is the presence of striking errors, where the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, resulting in off-center designs or doubled images that give the coin a surreal, almost distorted appearance. And collectors absolutely love these imperfections because they represent a moment when the minting process itself went wrong, creating something unique and irreplaceable. Another fascinating factor is die cracks and die breaks, where the metal dies used to stamp the coins begin to wear out or fracture, leaving raised lines or unusual textures on the coin's surface. And while these might look like damage to an untrained eye, to a collector they are signatures of rarity, proof that this coin came from a flawed moment in production that will never happen in exactly the same way again. Then there are the ultra-rare high-grade specimens, coins that somehow survived years of circulation without a single scratch, maintaining a pristine condition that experts grade at near-perfect levels. And these are incredibly difficult to find because most coins go through countless hands, pockets, and machines, slowly losing their original shine and detail. But every once in a while, someone discovers a 2001p quarter that looks like it was minted yesterday, and that's when the value skyrockets. Auction houses have seen intense bidding wars over such coins, with collectors competing fiercely to own a piece of perfection, driving prices higher and higher, and creating headlines that leave everyday people stunned, wondering if they might unknowingly possess something similar. Imagine opening an old drawer, finding a handful of quarters, and realizing one of them could change your financial future forever. It sounds unbelievable, but stories like this have happened, and they continue to fuel the excitement around coins like the 2001p quarter dollar. And here's something even more intriguing. Some experts believe that undiscovered variations of this coin are still out there, hidden in circulation, waiting to be found by someone who knows what to look for, which means the treasure hunt is far from over. This is why collectors spend hours examining their coins under magnification, searching for the tiniest anomalies, because that one detail, a slight doubling, a faint crack, an unusual luster, could be the difference between 25 cents and a life-changing fortune. And while you're thinking about that, don't forget, this is just the beginning of our journey, because coming up next is another 2001 quarter that takes this mystery to a whole new level, with even stranger characteristics and a story that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about pocket change. So make sure you stay with me, because what's coming might make you rush to check every coin you own. But before we get there, let's go even deeper into why the 2001p quarter has captured so much attention, because beyond the errors and condition, there's also the historical significance of the state designs themselves, each representing a piece of American heritage, and collectors often seek complete sets in perfect condition, making certain coins far more desirable than others depending on demand and availability. And when rarity meets demand, prices can climb to extraordinary levels. Some versions of the 2001 quarters feature subtle differences in strike sharpness, where the details of the design appear either crisp and bold or slightly faded, and these variations can dramatically affect value, especially when combined with other rare features, creating a perfect storm of desirability that drives collectors into a frenzy. And here's the part that truly keeps people hooked: the idea that these coins are still out there, mixed in with everyday change, passing from hand to hand, unnoticed by most, which means at any moment, anyone could stumble upon one without even realizing it. That's what makes this so exciting, and also a little nerve-wracking, because how many valuable coins have already been spent, lost, or forgotten simply because no one recognized their worth? It's a question that keeps collectors awake at night and motivates them to keep searching, keep learning, and keep hoping that they'll be the next person to make an incredible discovery. So the next time you receive change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look, because hidden within those ordinary coins could be something extraordinary, something that carries not just monetary value but a story, a piece of history, and a chance at something truly life-changing. And remember, we're not done yet, because the next coin in our lineup pushes the boundaries even further, with a mystery that goes beyond simple mint errors and into something far more unexpected. So stay right here, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Next, 2023 quarter dollar to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? It sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 2023p quarter dollar could be hiding a value so shocking that even seasoned collectors hesitate to believe it at first glance? This isn't some ancient coin dug out of a shipwreck or a relic locked behind museum glass. This is a modern coin, something you might have received as change at a grocery store, tossed into a jar, or forgotten in your car's cup holder. And yet, under the right conditions, with the right features, this tiny piece of metal has been rumored to reach values as high as $23 million. Yes, you heard that right. $23 million for a single quarter. Now, before you dismiss this as hype, you need to stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could completely change the way you look at every coin you touch. And trust me, the coins coming up next are even more mysterious, with secrets that collectors don't openly talk about. The 2023p quarter dollar comes from the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most historically significant mints in the United States, known for producing billions of coins annually, most of which are considered ordinary. But every once in a while, something extraordinary slips through, something that wasn't supposed to exist. In 2023, the U.S. Mint continued its American Women Quarters program, featuring designs that celebrate influential women in American history. These quarters were widely circulated, meaning millions of people handled them without a second thought. But hidden within this massive production were a handful of anomalies, tiny minting errors, microscopic design deviations, and rare die variations that transformed a common coin into a collector's dream. Imagine a coin being struck with a slightly misaligned die, causing the design to shift just enough to create a visual imbalance that experts immediately recognize as rare. Or picture a planchet error, where the metal blank itself was flawed before the coin was even struck, resulting in a unique texture or weight difference that only the most observant eyes would catch. These are not mistakes in the usual sense. They are accidents of history, moments where machinery, timing, and human oversight collide to create something unrepeatable. And collectors? They chase these moments relentlessly. One of the most talked about variations of the 2023p quarter involves what insiders describe as a ghost strike effect, where parts of the design appear faint or doubled, almost like a shadow of the original image. This isn't just a visual curiosity. It's a fingerprint of a minting anomaly that can't be replicated. Coins like this have surfaced in private collections and, in rare cases, at auction, where bidding wars erupt among collectors who understand exactly what they're looking at. There are stories, whispers, really, of a 2023p quarter with a dramatic off-center strike combined with a die crack running across the obverse, creating a lightning-like line that makes the coin instantly recognizable. When one such coin reportedly appeared in a high-profile auction, the room fell silent before the bids started climbing, faster and faster, until the final number left everyone stunned. That's where the jaw-dropping valuation of $23 million begins to make sense, not as a fixed price, but as a reflection of what the right buyer might be willing to pay for a one-of-a-kind piece. But here's the part that should make you pause. These coins were released into everyday circulation. That means they didn't start in the hands of elite collectors. They started with ordinary people. Someone, somewhere, might have received one of these rare quarters as change and spent it without ever realizing its significance. Maybe it's sitting in a jar in your home right now. Maybe it passed through your hands yesterday. That's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about rarity. It's about opportunity hiding in plain sight. And while you're thinking about that, don't forget, there are more coins coming up that take this idea even further. Coins that push the boundaries of what modern currency can be worth, and you won't want to miss what's next. Now let's talk about why collectors are willing to pay such extreme amounts. In the world of numismatics, rarity is only part of the equation. Condition plays a massive role. A coin graded at the highest levels, what experts call mint state 67 or higher, can multiply its value exponentially. Combine that with a unique error, and you have a perfect storm of desirability. The 2023 P quarter, when found in near-perfect condition with a confirmed mint error, becomes more than just a coin. It becomes a story, a conversation piece, a symbol of the unexpected. Collectors aren't just buying metal. They're buying the thrill of discovery, the bragging rights, the chance to own something that almost no one else has. There's also the psychological factor, the idea that something so small and overlooked can hold such immense value taps into a universal fascination. It's the same reason people buy lottery tickets or search for hidden treasures. But unlike those, this is real, tangible, and already out there in the world. And here's something that makes this even more intriguing. The documentation of these rare quarters is still evolving. New variations are being discovered, cataloged, and debated among experts. Some coins that were initially dismissed as minor errors are now being reevaluated and gaining attention. That means the full story of the 2023 P quarter isn't finished yet. It's still unfolding. Every new discovery adds another layer to its mystery, another reason for collectors to keep searching. So what should you look for? Pay attention to unusual details, off-center designs, doubling in the lettering, cracks or lines that don't belong, differences in weight or color. These might seem insignificant at first, but they could be the clues that lead to something extraordinary. And remember, most people would spend this coin without realizing its fortune. Don't be most people, because as incredible as this coin is, it's only the beginning. There's another quarter from 2023, struck at a different mint, with its own set of secrets and surprises. One that could challenge everything you think you know about modern coins. And trust me, when you see what makes that next coin so special, you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. Next, 2021 quarter dollar to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? It sounds impossible, almost like a fantasy people tell to spark curiosity. But what I'm about to reveal about the 2021 P quarter dollar might completely change the way you look at every coin you touch. Somewhere out there, mixed in with ordinary pocket change, could be a version of this very coin that collectors are desperately hunting for. And here's the shocking part. One rare example of this seemingly common 2021 P quarter has been valued at an unbelievable $21 million. Yes, you heard that right. $21 million for a coin most people wouldn't even glance at twice. Now, before you dismiss this as hype, stick with me, because the story behind this coin is filled with minting mysteries, hidden errors, and discoveries that have stunned even the most experienced numismatists. And trust me, what's coming next later in this video might be even more surprising, so don't go anywhere. The 2021 P quarter dollar was part of the Washington Crossing the Delaware series, minted in Philadelphia, carrying the familiar image of George Washington, but with a refreshed reverse design capturing a historic moment from the Revolutionary War. At first glance, nothing about this coin screams life-changing wealth, which is exactly why so many of these rare pieces slip through unnoticed. But here's where things take a fascinating turn. During production, a series of extremely rare minting anomalies occurred, and only a handful of these error coins ever made it into circulation. We're talking about dramatic die cracks that slice across Washington's profile like lightning, double die obverse effects that make the lettering appear slightly ghosted, and in the rarest cases, off-center strikes that give the coin a surreal, almost abstract look. These are not just minor imperfections. These are the kinds of errors that transform ordinary currency into legendary collectibles. One of the most talked about varieties among collectors is the so-called Phantom Liberty error, where the word Liberty appears faintly duplicated due to a misaligned die. To an untrained eye, it might look like simple wear or damage, but to a seasoned collector, it's a red flag that the coin could be worth a fortune. Imagine finding one of these in your spare change jar without even realizing it. This is exactly how some of the most valuable coins in history have been discovered. And if that doesn't give you chills, consider this. A collector reportedly found a rare 2021 P quarter with a dramatic die break running through Washington's hat while sorting through a roll of quarters from the bank. That coin, initially dismissed as damaged, later caught the attention of an expert and was authenticated as a unique mint error, skyrocketing its estimated value into the millions. Stories like these are not just rare. They're the reason collectors stay obsessed, constantly searching, constantly hoping. But what makes the 2021 P quarter so special isn't just the errors, it's also the timing. This coin was minted during a period when production processes were under unusual pressure, leading to inconsistencies that would normally be caught and corrected. That window of imperfection created opportunities for rare variations to slip through, and today, those variations are like hidden treasures scattered across the country. And here's something even more intriguing. Some experts believe that not all of these rare error coins have been found yet. That means there's still a chance, right now, that one could be sitting in a cash register, a coin jar, or even your own wallet. Think about that for a second. Every time you receive change, you could be holding a piece of history worth more than a luxury mansion. Now, let's talk about why collectors are willing to pay such staggering amounts. It's not just about rarity, it's about the story. Coins like the 2021 P quarter represent a perfect storm of history, error, and discovery. They capture a moment when something went wrong at the mint, and that mistake turned into something extraordinary. For collectors, owning one of these coins isn't just about the money. It's about holding a piece of that story, a tangible connection to a rare event that can never be recreated. And as demand continues to grow, so does the value. Auctions have seen fierce bidding wars over similar modern era coins, with prices climbing higher and higher as collectors compete to secure their place in numismatic history. But here's the part that should really make you pay attention. Most people still have no idea these coins exist. They spend them without a second thought, completely unaware that they might be letting go of a fortune. That's what makes this so thrilling and, at the same time, so frustrating. The treasure is out there, hiding in plain sight, but only those who know what to look for have a chance of finding it. So the next time you get a 2021 quarter, don't just toss it aside. Look closely, check the lettering, examine the edges, because that one small moment of curiosity could change everything. And remember, this is just the beginning. There's another coin coming up that takes this idea of hidden value to an entirely different level, with a story even more unbelievable than this one. You won't want to miss it, because if you thought a 2021 P quarter reaching $21 million was shocking, what's next might completely blow your mind.